Oh, look, we were outplayed in Ahmedabad. Punjab Kings played really nicely against us, so we know, to be fair, we know in every game that if we don't turn up well and be really clinical in how we operate, then we'll get rolled over. So our focus is very much on preparing for Punjab, preparing and executing probably a little bit better at certain times than we did last time, which we know we can do. We're starting to make progress as a team in terms of the way we want to operate, so it's another good challenge for us. Look, I think it does. I mean, we know their players very well. We know them from a tactical point of view and how they look to attack certain types of bowlers, but it is all about execution, and it is all about the fact that they're very good. There's some very good players there, so they will try and counter-attack, and we've got to try and find a way of dealing with that. So, but it's probably equally as important as that we adapt the plan to Sharjah. We know the surface we're likely to play on, they're not going to get any quicker than they have been, so we've got to make sure we're prepared for that. Shorter and sharper in terms of the trainings leading up to it, making sure that we're conserving that energy, and also with warm-ups, making sure we keep them pretty short and sharp. It will be a real challenge, and just making sure we've got guys that we know that can deal with the heat.
The scores that we are able to set, or the scores that we are chasing, and take into account the conditions at all three venues, it's been a pretty low scoring IPL so far. So of course we'll have to assess the conditions, and that is one of the goals of our batting unit, as to take the conditions into equation and not necessarily go by the stats as to what the stats say in the first 6 overs, or what has been the historical score at that venue. So it's very important for the batsmen to go out there and figure it out for themselves as to which shots that they can play and what is a good score. So that is something that we keep on communicating between the dugout and the batting unit out there in the middle as to what's a reasonable score if you are setting the target, and if you are chasing a target, as we saw in the last game, we very well know as to how to pace the innings.
Oh, look, I think those options at 6 and 7 for us, that if conditions suit, we can use either of them or neither if need be. So we've got that flexibility. Obviously, it adds to the depth of our batting as well. So, Dan, if conditions suit, with those little cutters can be incredibly useful. We know Shahbaz not only to the right-handers, but if conditions suit and he's got a bigger boundary, he can be a real handful as well. And with the bat, left and right-hander, and they've both got power. So, we haven't seen it yet with the bat so much this side, but I'm sure we will throughout the rest of the tournament. So, yeah, some nice options there. Oh, look, he's done it for so long, hasn't he? So I think a lot of players have gone through that situation where the bio bubble can affect them. So I hope Chris is as well. But the fact that we don't have to bowl to him at Sharjah and small boundaries is probably a good thing.
Hi, I'm the real number 10 batsman. Look, he's not even gonna pick googlies, man.